You know, there's a psychological superpower that's been talked up for decades as this key to resilience and, good mental health. But what if I told you that under certain circumstances, this superpower could actually work against you?
It's a pretty compelling idea, right? The ability to take a situation that's frustrating or stressful and just, with a simple shift in your perspective, completely transform how you feel about it. This is the big promise of a tool called Cognitive Reappraisal.
Okay, so let's get into this. For years, cognitive reappraisal has pretty much been the gold standard of emotion regulation. I mean, it's taught in therapy, it's studied endlessly in labs, and it's always praised for how well it helps people get through life's ups and downs.
So what is it, really? Well, at its core, reappraisal is all about reframing. It's not about ignoring what's happening or just bottling up your feelings. No, it's about consciously choosing to tell yourself a different, more helpful story about the situation you're in. And its power isn't just some theory, okay? Get this number. That's how many people were in a massive global study that really put reappraisal to the test during one of the most stressful times any of us can remember.
And just think about that for a second. This was done during the height of the pandemic, right? The research showed that even really brief reappraisal exercises helped people feel better. It just goes to show you how incredibly solid this tool can be, even when you're up against this huge global stressor.
But how does it actually work under the hood? Well, reappraisal isn't just one single action. It's more like a category of mental moves. And it really breaks down into two main tactics. First, you've got reconstructual. This is where you change the meaning of what's happening. So you're stuck in traffic. Instead of a frustrating delay, you see it as a great opportunity to finally listen to that podcast. Then there's repurposing. That's where you change your goal. Suddenly, your main objective isn't to get home super fast, it's to just drive safely. See? Both paths lead to the same result, a change in how you feel.
So up to this point, cognitive reappraisal seems like a total hero. It's powerful, it's proven, it's flexible, but, every story has a twist.
What if skillfully reframing your emotions could, in some situations, actually lead to worse mental health? I know, it sounds completely counterintuitive, but the research points to a really fascinating and crucial distinction. And that distinction? It all comes down to one single critical factor: whether or not you can actually do something about the thing that's stressing you out.
And here's the paradox, the mind-bending part. For stressors you can't control, say an unexpected layoff or getting sick, reappraisal is amazing. It's adaptive. It helps you cope. But, and this is a huge but, for stressors you can control, like a tough project or a conflict you need to resolve, that same strategy is maladaptive. It's actually associated with higher levels of depression. The exact same tool can have the total opposite effect depending on the situation.
Okay, so that raises a massive question. Why? Why would a proven coping mechanism suddenly become a liability? Well, the answer is in the very purpose of our emotions. We usually think of negative feelings as problems, right? Things to get rid of. But from a functionalist point of view, they're not bugs, they're features. They're basically data, powerful signals designed to get us to take action.
Just think about it. That anxiety you feel about a deadline, that's what pushes you to prepare. That frustration with a problem, that's what drives you to find a solution. So if you're in a situation you can actually change and you successfully reappraise away those motivating feelings, you might never take the action you need to actually fix the problem.
And the consequences of using this tool the wrong way, they aren't just psychological. There's a whole body of research that shows a really clear link between our emotional habits and our physical health. This here shows a kind of pathway from your mind to your body. The way you habitually manage your emotions affects your stress levels, your sleep quality, and over time, that creates what's called allostatic load, which is basically the wear and tear on your body from chronic stress. And this isn't just an idea, it's something we can measure through very real biological markers.
So the takeaway here isn't that cognitive reappraisal is bad. It's that no single tool is perfect for every single job. The real goal is to become a smarter, more flexible emotion regulator.
A hammer is a fantastic tool, right? But you wouldn't use it to fix a leaky faucet. Emotion regulation is exactly the same. The most resilient people don't just have one favorite strategy, they have a whole toolbox. And they have the wisdom to know which tool to pull out and when.
This quote from the researcher whose work really brought this whole paradox to light just says it all. Being adaptive isn't about the strategy itself, it's about the fit between the strategy and the situation. In other words, context is king.
This is the question that helps you use your tools wisely. Is this a moment to try to change the world, or is it a moment to change your mind about it? Answering that one question, That's the first real step toward true emotional intelligence.